Hello everyone, my name is Hannah Ferguson and I'm here to just show you a layman's at-home tutorial for how to make a face mask. I am by no means a sewing professional. I just have a sewing machine and some basic skills. So just want to encourage you that you don't need a ton of experience to get this done. There's a lot of tutorials online that they're very helpful. So we're going to start with a 10 by 14 sheet of 100% cotton. I also have a 10 by 7 sheet of fabric interfacing that I got from Joann's, and a couple twist ties as well. So I found that the interfacing provides a little bit more filtration than just a plain cotton mask. I also have some long strips of fabric. They're about 15 inches. These are going to be our ties to go above the ears and on the neck. So let's just jump right in. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of make this inside out and then we're going to flip it over. So trying to think of what I need on the inside of my mask. So I've got the interfacing and I folded my long rectangle of cotton in half. And we're just going to make a square. I don't typically use pins. And especially here, I don't want to poke more holes in the fabric than I need to. I do have some paper clips that I found around the house that, you know, if your fabric's being a little unruly, you can use those to hold it in place. So what we're going to do is we're going to sew all the way around this edge and we're going to leave a little space at the bottom to be able to flip it inside out when we're done. So let's go ahead and jump right in with our machine on a straight stitch. And we're going to do about a 1/2 inch seam allowance here. Let's see, there we go. And we'll do a little back stitch at the beginning just to make sure that our thread doesn't come undone. Alrighty, so I've gone all the way around and left a little bit of space to turn it out. Now it's time to add the twist tie, which is going to act as just a little stabilizer around the nose bridge. It really helps to be able to hold that around the bridge of your nose. It's something that, you know, is super important, and you can use twist ties, you can use a little bit of you know, jewelry wire if you have it, anything you can find. So I'm going to kind of center this and keep it in place with the safety pin, and I found the best way to do it is to use a zigzag stitch and go across the entire nose bridge wire. So that's pretty centered, and I'm going to switch to a zigzag stitch. This machine is not anything fancy, it just does zigzag stitch and straight stitch, so you really don't need any fancy equipment for this or any fancy materials either. We're just working with what we've got here. Take out our paper clip. Alrighty. So we've got a zigzag stitch holding the nose bridge in place. I'm just going to trim off any of this excess thread. There we go. So just a zigzag stitch will hold that in place very nicely. And now we're going to go ahead and flip this inside out. Great. So now we have a little, basically a little pillowcase here with our nose wire in the middle. So next thing to do is add some pleats. So we want to make sure that we close this back up too. which I will sometimes, if I want it to be a little cleaner, I'll just come back here and I'll fold this and I'll do a little hand stitch. You can also just take your sewing machine and sew straight across the edge. So that's what we're gonna do today, just for the sake of time. All right. Awesome. And this part's gonna go over under the chin anyways, so who's gonna see it? Okay, so we've closed our gap. Now we wanna add some pleating in here, and that's what's gonna really help the mask to be able to go around the entire jaw to close up all those spaces. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I usually just will grab some pleats like this, and I'll fold it, kind of like if you're making a paper fan. Let's do 3 pleats, if we can fit it. So we're gonna go 1, 2, and I'm just gonna hold it in place. If you have an iron to iron in these pleats, that'd be even better. I do not have that with me right now. 2, and 3. That's great. So we're just gonna hold this together for now. So this is kind of what it looks like as we're pleated together. I'm gonna start with this side here, and I'm just gonna hold it, you know, in that pleated form. Very rough tutorial. There we go. And I can take a really large safety pin and put this along here to hold that in place for me. And I'm just gonna sew straight down this edge. And we wanna go with the pleats. So we wanna go this way rather than this way so the fabric doesn't catch on your machine. And just a straight stitch down the edge. It's really thick, so you might have to help it through the machine. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right, one side done. Time for side number 2. Be very gentle with our paper clip. So we've got 1 pleat here, and since that one's done, it'll be really easy to line up the other side. Just follow those pleats again and let the fabric fall where it wants to fall. You can make this out of any pattern fabric as you want. This is just the fabric that I had. It's this, you know, pretty relevant blue. Alrighty, so we've got our mask here and our nose bridge. So that's gonna fit just like that. And now it's time to add our straps. So, got these long pieces, and these are gonna go on the inside. What I wanna do just for stability is I wanna fold this edge in half, and we're gonna have one at the base and one at the top. Use elastic if you have elastic. You can also do this, just cut a big loop of elastic, probably about that long, and attach the ends here as well. But elastic is in short supply, so we're doing straps. have it. Just a mask, and of course you can make them, you know, a little bit bigger. Of course we do the 14 by 10. You could do a 15 by 10. You know, make it to your dimensions, but let's go ahead and try this on. Go above the ears. Okay. Ta-da! Alrighty. There we go. Alright. So that's how you make a mask. It doesn't take anything special, just a little bit of fabric, and there's plenty of tutorials out there. There's lots of different ones. This is the one that I use. Of course, just make sure you're using breathable fabrics to be kind to those wearing them. So, hope you like it, and I encourage you to start making some masks. Bye!